asphalt at noon is a different surface than the asphalt at midnight. Same material, different physics. Same address, different meaning. I've been studying the difference for longer than is probably healthy. Yeah. The heat makes the road a conversation with itself. The shimmer is the pavement doing something it can't help, performing its own interior at the surface level, showing what it holds below the ordinary bezel of its public face. I walk through it at noon, like walking through a mind that's given up the pretense soon of holding anything together, coherently at least. The mirage is the truth of it, the west appearing east in certain angles of the light at certain hours of the summer. I've started to distrust the straight line, started to wonder if the bend isn't more honest, if the shimmer isn't what the world looks like when it stops performing, when the shut valve of the ordinary opens in the underneath, gets to show itself briefly. The shimmer is relief in a language we don't have the vocabulary for yet, just the visual proof of heat of something we can't set. Asphalt showing me its other face today, the shimmer where the solid things give way. Everything is true and everything is bent. I'm walking through the meaning the heat sent. Walking through the meaning the heat sent. Yeah, I've been seeing things that probably require explanation, colors at the edge of things, that particular station of perception where the eye and what it wishes for converge to make the wish for visible. The ordinary verge between the actual and the hallucination is more porous in its temperature, more permeable. The fizz of certainty is gone, the confident account of what's in front of me has lost its clean amount of clarity, and I'm not afraid of that today. I'm reading it like music, like the way a jazz musician bends the note past where it's supposed to land and finds the note that was actually more true, more unplanned than the composed version. The heat bends everything, the shimmer bends the buildings, bends the witnessing I itself, until the question of what's real becomes less urgent than the quality of what I feel moving through it. Texture, temperature, the soft way certainty dissolves at 98 degrees aloft in something that the clinical would call distortion, but I call the afternoon's truest portion. Asphalt showing me what ordinary hides. Everything's a shimmer from the inside. Nothing is as solid as it claimed to be last fall. I'm walking through the everything and nothing in the all. The road will cool by evening, we'll return to its solid claims, we'll stop performing its interior. But I'll remember what the heat showed me at the cost of certainty, that certain hours dissolve the agreement we have with the visible, and what's underneath is always there, always shimmering, always waiting for the temperature to rise enough to let it through. Something about the sea makes the actual version easier, the one I don't say in rooms, the one that lives below the language I use daily. Tonight I let it surface. The water keeps us on account of everything we've carried here. The salt in the air dissolves the careful, makes the actual clear. I've been holding something back for so long, it's changed its shape, compressing into something denser, something I can't escape. At this proximity to water, at this particular hour, the ocean's the only room I trust enough to use my actual power of admission. So I'm standing at the edge of what I know and saying it, finally saying it, letting the true things show. The sea takes what I offer without judgment, without keeping score. I've been practicing the truth out here, been practicing what it's for. The shore is where I finally stay, the thing I've been containing. This is the confession. I've been loving you while pretending. I've constructed a whole architecture just to house the distance between what I feel and what I show, between the real and the insistence. I'm performing something calmer, something less exposed. But here at the water's edge, every careful door is closed, except the one that opens to the actual. And through that door, it's just this. I've been building my entire interior more around the fact of you than I've been willing to admit. The ocean knew before I did. I've been confessing it. The sea takes all the pressure of the unsaid and just moves. I've been practicing the truth out here, finding the grooves of the actual feeling. At the shore I'm finally placing this confession at your feet. I've been chasing what I should've named a long time ago. The wave comes in and pulls the sand from underneath my standing, and I let the ground shift, let the understanding change the shape of what I thought I was before this moment. I was someone who maintained the component parts of composure, but the sea's a different kind of witness. It doesn't need the edited version, doesn't need the fitness of my curated self, just the actual human holding the full weight of what he feels finally unfolding. The sea takes everything I've been too careful to release. I've been practicing the truth out here, practicing peace with what I actually am, when no one needs a performance. This confession is the clearest thing I've said, the gorgeous, terrifying, honest thing. I love you in the way the sea loves what it's covering, completely without surface, without anything resembling the managing I've been doing. This is the truth, this is the water, this is me. Finally without the architecture, finally free. The tide came in while I was saying it, covered where I stood. It felt right, like the sea was agreeing, like it had been waiting for this version of me all along. The door swings shut behind me, and the building holds its breath. Or maybe I do, somewhere in the space between the death of the shift and the beginning of the walk back to myself. I stand at the threshold, take the night air off the shelf of the available, try it on. It fits different from the inside air. The inside air was managed, held a purpose, had a wear. And when attached to every molecule out here, the air is just itself, just summer, just the clear remainder of what darkness offered before the morning starts. Its preparations I've been wearing, the shape of that room for 8 hours, the posture of that role, that function. Now I shed it, kind of, not dramatically, more like the way a boat separates from a pier quietly by float. In current, not decision, I just start to walk, and the walking begins to separate the talk. 5 a.m. is the city's honest version of itself. The roads are still asleep, the mass is still on the shelf. I walk through it like I have permission to be real. The night shift left me empty in a way that lets me feel. The summer at this hour has a texture I've been learning. For years of walking home through it, for years of early morning turning of corners that belong to nobody yet, that haven't been assigned a daytime meaning, haven't taken on the sheen of expectation. Just the air, just the particular weight of the block at 5, just the specific way the late night sound becomes the early sound. The tonal shift, so subtle, only those who stayed awake receive the gift of hearing it. The garbage truck, 2 streets it's over. The first bird reconsidering. I'm crossing over from the work through night into the unclaimed morning. And something in the crossing always comes with its own warning, that this is temporary, that the day will take it back. The hour, the emptiness, the particular exact quality of being unobserved, of being between my public and my private being, finally clean. 5 a.m. is the hour that owes nobody an account. I carry what I witnessed through the night in the amount the body holds before it finds the bed and releases. The night shift leaves a residue that slowly ceases when the actual sleep arrives. But walking, I'm still holding it. Here's what the night shift gives you that nobody advertises. The walk home at dawn when the whole architecture rises out of the dark, just slowly enough to seem like choice. The city becoming itself again, finding its voice. Note by note, light by light, person by person. While you're walking through the beginning of the version everyone else will live today, you were here first. You saw the setup, saw the light before its thirst for an audience arrived. That's a particular kind of knowledge that the night shift leaves inside the mind. Not wisdom exactly, not the kind you can transmit, just the knowing that the world assembles bit by bit before it claims to have been there all along. And you were there for the assembly, you were the song nobody heard yet, the rehearsal before the show. The city doesn't know you saw it getting ready, but you know. 5 a.m. is the proof that nothing starts finished, nothing arrives. Ooh, I've been walking home through this for years, and what survives? The shift, the walk, the particular summer air at dawn is not the exhaustion, it's the knowing what I've known since the first night I walked out of work into the clear pre-morning and understood something I couldn't make appear in daylight, that the day performs itself for everyone, but the hour before the performance is the truest one. And I've been there consistently for every summer since, walking through the honest city, gathering the evidence of what it looks like before it decides to be the version that the daylight makes available to see. This is mine, this specific knowledge of the unperformed, this walk, this dawn, this body temporarily transformed. By hours nobody watches into something quiet, whole, and absolutely briefly entirely my own soul. He sit out on the porch when the evening started cooling, not teaching through a lecture, not through any form of schooling that required a desk or a text or a formal kind of frame. Just sitting with his tea, just watching how the garden came alive at dusk, the way the shadows shifted slowly softened, the way the birds renegotiated what they occupied, and often felt quiet one by one until the yard held only wind. He'd wait until I settled, until the urgency had thinned out of my posture. He could read the week and how I sat, whether I was carrying something or had managed to combat the weight of it alone. He never asked me outright, just offered the duration of the porch, the fading light, and waited for whatever needed saying to arrive on its own terms, at its own pace. He knew that you can't cry. The true account from someone can't extract it, can't demand it. Just create the conditions where it can land. Sitting on the porch, where the silence has a shape, slowly, softly showing me how patience is no escape, but a posture, but a practice, but a particular knowing that things worth understanding need the space for growing. One evening late in August when the air had finally turned, he said something that I've been a long time trying to discern the full circumference of. He said the river doesn't worry about the distance to the sea, doesn't carry any hurry in its body, it just moves according to the gradient of the land. It's working through obedience to what's actually in front of it, not what it imagines, waiting further down, and all the time the journey manages itself. He didn't say this like a lesson or a saying, just the way you mentioned something you've been weighing quietly inside for years, and finally said aloud, not to teach but just to let it breathe outside the cloud of the interior. And it landed differently because of that, because it wasn't aimed at me, wasn't pointed, wasn't flat advice. It was more like being given a window seat on someone else's thinking, which is so much more complete. Sitting on the porch where the wisdom wears no crown, carefully, casually carrying what the years have found. Not prescription, but permission to be patient with the process. Nothing here is urgent except the understanding we possess. What he gave me wasn't a formula or a fixed position. It was more like calibration, more like a transmission of a frequency that I could only catch when I was still enough to hear it. And the porch was where I learned the skill of stillness, not his absence, but his active open listening. The garden was the classroom and the teaching was glistening in the way the light moved, and the way he simply stayed, and how he never told me who to be, just watched me wade through my own particular river with occasional direction given sideways, given almost accidental, which is how the deepest things get past, not through declaration, but through sitting in proximity to someone whose relation to the world has been refined through decades of attention to the actual. That's the whole transmission. Sitting on the porch where the years have learned to speak softly, steadily, showing that the strong can also see the counsel of the quiet, the wisdom of the waiting. Patience isn't passive, patience is creating space for what you couldn't manufacture or demand. This is what he left me, not a lesson, not a plan, just the porch, the posture, and the practice of the still, and the knowing that the river finds the sea and always will. Vinyl crackle in the background, we've been talking since the summer. Your voice a little softer every time you say goodnight. Still counting all the spaces that exist between our numbers. Two cities on a map, but somehow closer than it feels right. I keep your messages like Polaroids beneath my pillow, reading in between the letters for a sign I might be missing. Something in the way you type in lowercase, kinda mellow, got me sitting in the quiet wondering what we're building. Slow burn, soft glow, taking time we've never known. Distance ain't the only thing that's growing, something closer than it's shown. Time zones got us texting when the moon replaced the sun. Yo, you up, hit different than it used to hit before. Used to keep it casual, now it's turning into something. Feels like every window that we open's got a little more. Postcards in my head of places we ain't been together, building up a future out of nothing but the maybe. You the kind of quiet that makes noise feel unnecessary, and I ain't trying to rush it, but I'm ready if you're ready. Slow burn, low light, learning you a little each night. Distance getting smaller in the moonlight, something building feels so right. Maybe love ain't lightning, maybe love's the tide, pulling in a little more each time it hits the shore. Maybe all this waiting is just proof that we're inside something real enough to still be standing at the door. I don't need the fireworks, I just need your static hum, the kind of steady that don't burn out by the morning. Every mile between us just becomes a metronome, counting down the closer, and I feel it coming. Slow burn home, found it in the way you hold the distance was just space to let it grow. Now it's closer than I've ever known. Walked into the room like a bassline dropping slow. Neon through the whiskey turning amber into blue. Bartenders pouring stories nobody gonna know. Every glass a secret that the ice cubes never knew. Saw her by the corner where the trumpet meets the smoke. Reading me like liner notes, no rush, she took her time. Said I don't do introductions, kinda cryptic, kinda broke. The silence into something like a solo, like a rhyme. We've been trading double meaning since the second round arrived. Her laugh got the low end at the piano, couldn't touch. Said she's only passing through, but passing feels alive. When the night got this much rhythm, who's in a rush? Clock above the bar just melting like the ice in my cup. Every word she's speaking got a wink up in the phrase. I ain't looking for forever, just tonight is more than enough. Two strangers writing verses in the smoke, feel kinda haze. Late night, low light, two glasses, one truth. Talking in a rhythm, nobody's in a rush. Yeah. She said, what's your story? I said, depends who's asking. Slip my number like a baseline underneath the talk. Bartender kept refilling what we both kept overpassing. Every silence had to swing to with a little saxophone walk. She's the kind of quiet that got volume when she's speaking. Double take on double meanings. Every sentence had a twist. Told her I write rhymes about the moments I keep keeping. She said, put me in a verse then. So this is how it exists. Ice been melting slower than the tension at the table. Every question got the answer wrapped inside the question back. Felt like we've been writing our own version of a fable. Two adults improvising like a jazz band off the track. She checked her watch but didn't move, just let the moment linger. Said the night's still young enough to leave the ending undefined. I took that as an offer, wrapped it soft around my finger. This the kind of chemistry that don't come around but one more time. Late night, low light, two glasses, no proof, just chemistry building. Nobody's in a rush. Yeah. Maybe it's the whiskey or the way the horn keeps bending. Maybe it's just time, and maybe timing's all it takes. Every jazz song knows a story, doesn't need an ending. Just a bridge to hold the both of us till daybreak. She slid closer when the sax hit something softer. Said she don't do this often. I said neither one do I. Sometimes the best chapters ain't written, they're just offered in the blue hour where the truth don't have to lie. Late night, low light, two glasses, one truth. Found a rhythm worth keeping. Now there's nothing left to prove. Yeah. The summer's got a specific weight in neighborhoods like this. A pressure in the atmosphere, a tightness you can't miss. If you've ever lived inside it, if you know the morning heat that hits before the sun's official rising off the street. Before you've had your first decision of the day. Before you've had the chance to chart which obstacles to weigh against each other. Just the heat announcing its arrival. Like the season's got an agenda for your personal survival. I grew up watching summer separate the ones who got to play, and it from the ones who worked through it. No holiday, no cottage, no vacation, no departing from the block. Just the heat and the arithmetic of how to make it clock. The hours until the bills allow a moment of release that never quite arrives. You learn a complicated piece days. With one, what you can't afford, with watching other lives appear in the periphery as evidence of drives that had the road to travel on while yours had obstacles. Built from the particular material of docile acceptance that the system offers in exchange for not demanding what should just be given, what you should've got by being human. I rejected the exchange rate years ago, still working out what that rejection means, still moving slow through the bureaucratic thickness of a city that pretends to offer equal access to the summer that is spent. Words construction in the heat that kills the news. 47 on the asphalt doing what he does because the family needs the income, because the math demands his laboring conditions on the sociopath end of the labor market spectrum. Nobody names it that, but when the system asks you to absorb that kind of fact, it's just the cost of doing business, just the price of work. There's a word for that arranging underneath the look of technical and legal language designed to keep the frame of accountability diffused, designed to make the claim of exploitation harder to assemble from the parts that are individually defensible. He starts at 5 because the afternoon will kill him stars before the sun has reached its operational maximum, before the city's in full session, before the people driving past the site begin the day. His day's already thriving and killing him in equal measure. That's the summer for a body made into a resource, made the drummer of someone else's profit margin, drumming out the beat of someone else's summer with his actual heat. I see him at the family barbecue on Sunday, looking older than his youth, required, looking like the sun's been on his shoulder long enough to have an opinion about his bones. He eats and doesn't talk about the work the man who moans about the heat of his commuters 3 seats down the table, talking unaware, comfortable, completely able. But here's the thing, I've been building toward the abstract truth beneath the story. Every summer's got it different youth for different people in the same heat, the same city sky, the same July that looks like privilege from the high end of the income distribution, looks like punishment from where my cousin stands, looks like the argument for something that we haven't named collectively, because naming it would require acknowledging the cause and consequence of systems that are working perfectly for someone, just not for the people they were supposed to be. Designed to serve, the summer's just a season that reveals the architecture underneath the surface, what it feels like in the actual body navigating this terrain. The heat's a common language, but the meaning's not the same in every mouth that speaks it. Some say heat and mean vacation, some say heat and mean the threat of dehydration on a job site with no shade. Same word, 2 different countries occupying the same geography. The sundries of a life lived under pressure leave a mark that doesn't show on the scan, on the survey, on the metric that we know as the official version of how the summer went for everyone. I'm not a statistic, not the spent remainder of a policy decision rendered years before I was born. On the argument on the floor, or something that should build up higher, something that requires the whole truth of the summer and its separate burning fires to be told in full, without the management of optics, without the careful framing and the comfortable topics that protect the version of the summer that they sell. I'm the other version, and I'm telling what I know well. Candles flicker low, shadows dance across your face. A half-eaten bruschetta sits between the empty space. You laugh at something small, and the room forgets its noise. I'm counting every syllable, addicted to your voice. The waiter disappears, like he knows what's happening here. The playlist shifts to something soft, the kind you only hear when the night decides to slow itself and hold the moment still. I reach across the table just to feel that quiet thrill. Second glass of wine, your eyes begin to change. Something shifts between us, rearranging all the strains. The distance we were keeping folds like linen, soft and thin. I don't know where you end now, don't know where I begin. You trace the rim of your glass like you're choosing every word. The things we almost said tonight hang heavier than hurt. The streetlight through the window paints a halo on your skin. I'm memorizing details I might never see again. You ask me what I'm thinking, and I tell you nothing much, but I'm cataloging everything. Your laugh, your lips, your touch. The city hums outside like it's indifferent to this scene, but I'm dissolving slowly into everything you mean. Second glass of wine, the table feels too wide. Something in your silence pulls me quietly inside. The distance we were keeping turns to smoke against the light. I don't know how we got here, only glad we stayed tonight. Maybe this is what they mean when they say timing is a ghost. It drifts through every almost and it haunts the ones you close. You pour the last of the bottle without asking if I want, and that small assumption wrecks me like a beautiful affront. We split the check, we split the night, but something doesn't split. The kind of thing you carry home and don't quite know where it fits. Second glass of wine, but now the bottle's gone. The distance we were keeping was the lie we leaned upon. Something crossed between us that I can't take back or name. And I don't want the morning if the morning looks the same. Candlelight was flickering soft against your skin. Watched you laugh and nothing, still it caught me off my guard. Every play between us slowly turning thin, like the space we started with was never built that hard. Passed you bread and caught your hand a second longer. Nothing said but everything got quietly rearranged. Wine got warmer, conversation getting stronger. Something in the middle of the table, shifting range. Past the salt, past the time, getting closer, line by line. Table small, but it's enough. Falling slow, you stole a bite off my plate without permission. Called a text for listening to stories I ain't told. Didn't mind, it felt like some unspoken kind of mission, where the distance between strangers slowly loses hold. Knees brushed under the table like an accident that wasn't. Neither one of us was rushing to pull back away. Every course another reason that the leaving got postponed. Dessert came, but neither one of us wanted it to end the day. Past the wine, past the smile, getting closer, mile by mile. Plates get empty, we don't rush. Falling slow, but falling up. Hey, maybe love's just sharing what you didn't plan to share. A bite, a laugh, a silence that don't need to be explained. Maybe closeness ain't a leap, but just a long stare across the table where the distance slowly drains. I wasn't hungry for the food no more. By the second hour, I was starving for the way you said my name so soft. Every dish became an excuse to make the moment ours, like to check away, like time was something we could scoff. Past the years, past the years, getting closer, no more fear. Table full, but we don't rush. This the kind of falling I could love. Street lights blur into a liquid gold parade. Dashboard glow, the only witness to the words I never said. Speedometer climbing, but my mind's still stuck in yesterday. Radio static hums a secret that's stitched inside my chest. Yeah. Windows crack, the city breeze, the smoke of amber haze. Every mile I put between us just unravels what I fled. Steering wheel's the only thing that's steady in this maze. Your name's still living rent-free in the silence of my head. Chasing taillights, drowning in the night. Can't outrun this feeling, riding shotgun on my side. Empty roads reflecting everything I hide. Midnight got me spilling what I never verbalized. Gas station neon paints a halo on the empty lot. Coffee gone cold in the cup holder, untouched, unclaimed. Phone lit up with messages I'm too afraid to read or not. Every exit signs a question mark I can't explain. Fog rolling low like it's hiding what I can't forget. Street lines disappear the way our conversations used to fade. Turn the volume up so the engine drowns the alphabet of everything I swallowed down but never fully said. Yeah. Chasing taillights, burning through the dark. Can't outdrive the echo living underneath my heart. Ooh, every red light's asking me to fall apart. Midnight keeps unwrapping what I buried in the start. Maybe silence was the loudest thing I ever gave you. Maybe distance was the closest I could ever be. Headlights washing over everything I couldn't say to you. Now the road's the only witness left to carry me. So I let it out into the static in the exhaust. Let the engine hum the eulogy I couldn't speak. This 4 a.m. confession is the only love I got. Scattered like the mile markers I keep passing.